It's that feeling that all new lovers get. You want to spend every waking moment with that special someone. But unfortunately, puppy love does have a downside.
Research shows that having a new partner tends to cost us 2 of our close friends. Now, that's despite friends being the key to a successful relationship. Like in the movie, I Love You, Man.
I honestly think that his best friend is his mom. No, it's not like that. I mean, she's really nice. Peter? Peter? Honey?
Hey!
I made you guys some root beer floats.
Wow. Peter, are those chocolate straws?
Yeah, pirouettes. Pepperidge Farm.
Thank you so much for the floats, baby. That was so sweet.
Oh, that's harsh. My mum's actually my best friend too. Joining us with more is psychologist Sabina Reid, who's live in Melbourne. Sabina, welcome. First of all, why do people tend to lose their friends when they start a relationship?
Look, I think it makes sense, doesn't it, that when we're in a new relationship, we put all our eggs in that basket. We want to spend every waking moment with that person, and so something in our time has to slip, and often it's friendships that we let go of. But I think it's important to note it's not necessarily a long-term loss of friendship. It can be just a temporary shift in that friendship.
Sabina, let's take a look at the blokes just for a second, and I think I know the answer to this question. Why do men need time with their mates?
I'd love to hear your thoughts on this, Tom. But I think
love them.
Because that's a good enough reason, isn't it? Just like women love their mates, and we get something from our friendships that we don't get from our partner, and that's okay. I think one of the factors of friendship that's really important is what we call a reciprocal connection. So we feel like when we disclose something of ourselves, our friends disclose something of themselves, and sometimes we don't get that in the same way from our partner. So friendships are a really nice complementary balance to a relationship.
Sabina, I've actually got some girlfriends whose husbands don't want to go out with their friends. They're actually resistant. So what advice would you give the wives in order to get them out of the house and get them to go out with their mates?
I think it's more important to ask those men, what is it that you don't get from time with your friends, or what is it that you do get from spending time at home? So instead of applying a one-size-fits-all strategy to this discussion, is inquire with your mate, what is it that you need outside of this relationship? And some partners will say, I need heaps of time with other people, I need to be social, I need to explore myself, not just as a partner. And other people will say, I don't need that, I just want to spend time in this relationship because A, B and C. So more important to explore and talk to your partner about what their needs look like than to make assumptions.
What about for women? Why do we need time with our friends besides shopping, coffee?
Again, I think one of the factors of friendship is spending time with people that understand exactly what it's like for us at that time. And you notice with friendships that sometimes they ebb and flow around life transitions. So when you get married, you find everyone that you're connected to is getting married. When you have a bubba, you find that you want to spend time with people who are sharing that life stage. So I think for women and for men, it's important that we find friends who understand where we're at in our social context at that time.
So what generally happens in a relationship when partners don't spend enough time apart?
Again, it really depends on what that looks like for the specific couple and the specific individuals that we're talking about. If couples if they spend too much time apart, the relationship can suffer. But if they don't spend any time outside of the relationship, likewise, it can be suffocating for those in the relationship, or at least for one person in the relationship.
We know that, every couple is different, but what are your top tips for striking a good balance? You describe what it's like if nobody's spending enough time with their friends, but what are your tips to get that balance just right in our relationships?
I think, Tom, early on we need to have this conversation with our partners. How much time do you want to spend with your mates? How much time is it okay for me to spend with my mates? So we need to talk about our needs. We also need to recognise that they're not going to match, and that's fine. See what your partner gets from their friends. As I talked about, inquire with them what is important to you about spending time with friends. And then when your partner is spending time with their friends, make the most of it. Fill your own cup up at that time.
Fill it with champagne, I say.
Fill your cup up with champagne, or fill your cup up, have a bath in champagne. Whatever you need to do with that time, make the most of it.
Absolutely.
It was a quick move on from coffee, wasn't it?
Oh yeah, coffee was so
Rapid move on,
yeah,
yeah.
exactly. It's all about champagne. Sabina,
Don't waste
thank
time
you.
with coffee.